Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Kicking It with Keita. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. Today, it's not Freestyle Friday yet. Today is the second episode of my 5-part series of friends, family, and all those things in between. So y'all come on, hang out with me. Come on, kick it with me. Come on. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Thank you so much. And today's episode is about family. Family. And why do we have it? Why we got these family members? Why we got the mother and father that we have? Today's episode, I'm going to start off again with friends and family. And I'm going to talk about my mother and my father and where I'm from. Of course, I told y'all from the beginning episode, I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Whoop, whoop. City girl, but I told y'all not that kind of city girl. And how they met. My dad is from Atlanta, Georgia. My mom is from St. Louis, still all down south, you know, down south, stay down, all that good stuff. And some of my strict parenting and my strict rules come from my mother and my father, but also being able to understand your kids and listen to your kids and let them have a voice. Letting the kids know they have an opinion, they have a voice, they have rights, all that good stuff. And talk about how I grew up. I grew up in a gritty south side of Chicago, and that gave me an edge of not trusting people, not always looking at people from an honest point of view. But again, that's the city life. That's coming from the city. And my parents always would tell me, don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. So y'all do with that what y'all want to do with that. And I had a huge family growing up. I had 8 sisters. I have 7 sisters, and I have 2 brothers. So it was always camaraderie, and there was always things going on with the family. And my big sister was very much a mother figure to me. So shout out to Erica Benton. I love you. Happy, very outgoing, but always a very serious person. And again, growing up in the city will make you not trust people, but my sister was always welcoming and trusted people and was able to see the good side of people, but not me, not your girl. I didn't always trust people, so I would always give people the side eye and tell my sisters and brothers, y'all just watch out for them. Y'all never know. Watch out for them. And again, pros and cons of growing up in a big family is that you always have someone to turn to. You always have a friend. But the con is you ain't gonna never have nothing of your own. It's gonna always be wow. It's always gonna be, why you take my stuff? Why you take my stuff? Why he take my stuff? But it's okay. Again, it's the pros and cons of growing up in a big family. My community was filled with people in the early days of people who care, who watched out for the kids, watched out for the neighborhood. You know, Chicago had those precinct captains and those people in the window watching out for the kids. So I enjoyed that in my city life, and always had dreams or goals of going somewhere, doing things. Education was always important to me. So I enjoy learning things and being in the neighborhood and finding out things about how the neighborhood works and about community activities. So I enjoyed that. Sisters and brothers, not so much, but I did. We all, gathered ourselves together and did our thing in the community, going skating, Markham roller rink, cleaning up the community, Scanlon School, Field House. Shout out to the south side of Chicago, Scanlon School. And going back to my parents, what was it like being a young mother? Going to my mom, telling her, you know what? Yes, I'm expecting. One of my 8, but I'm expecting. My mother parenting style was very hands off. I'm going to support you, but you do as you will now that you're in this situation. So I decided in life, if I have children, when I have more children, I'm going to be very hands-on parent. I'm going to be like, what you doing? Where you going? But not in a smothering way, but paying attention, breaking the chain and say, hey, I am going to be the hands-on person. I am going to be the hands-on parent. Asking questions, wanting to know what's going on. Again, giving my kids the voice, wanting to know exactly how they feel and their views and their thoughts on life. So, a hands-on person. Being a mother of 8, dealing with 8 children. You know what? I'm going to just leave that for another show. I'm going to take what I need and I'm going to leave the rest for another show. Being a young mother, I said, I have to really be on my A game. I have to make sure that my children have what they need, when they need it, but that also costs me time. And that's bringing me to the next topic of young motherhood, time versus money. All of that time I spent working to earn that money, I lost a lot of time with my children. It was stories they would tell me like, oh, mama, what was you at for that? Sleep or at work. Sleep or at work. But guess what? They didn't go without nothing. They had everything they need, and that's just the price I had to pay of being a young mother. But I did not give up. I did not give up on my children. I did not miss a beat because this is the cards that was dealt to me in life. And I said, I'm gonna play it out. I'm gonna make sure it's right. I'm gonna make sure they get what they need. That's a part of being a young mother. Discussing and dealing with children, it's like an ongoing process. It's an ongoing thing that never stops. You always want to have open dialogue with your children. You always want to make time even when you ain't got time. Even when you say, oh, I got to go to work, I ain't got 5 minutes. You got to give them that 5 minutes. You got to give them that, because it could be something that's very vital that they want to talk about. And you didn't give them that time. So you have to make sure you make time for your children. And even if there's a disagreement or there's a big pushback, you have to have those hard conversations. You have to deal with those tough topics that y'all fighting about or y'all battling back and forth about, from the adolescents, from the toddlers to the adolescents to the teenage years to the young adult. And even when they beyond that, you have to make that time to have those tough conversations, because if not, your children are walking around with this childhood trauma, these unresolved issues that you could have caused, they could have caused, the family could have caused, the mama, the daddy, even the grandparents could have caused. You got to have those conversations, because your children, young adults, adolescents, still walking around with these unresolved issues that we have not talked about. Y'all, come on, let's have these hard conversations. And let's, try to heal our children, because it's never too long. As long as we got this thing called time, and this man-made construct called time, it's never too late. There's always time. Have those conversations. If I could change anything about being a young mama, I wouldn't. Because my children, my family made me the woman that I am. It made me be more open to things. It made me stop talking so much and listen more. It made me understand viewpoints and other things that's not my own. That has nothing to do with me. It made me open up to different communities, different outlooks in life. So I don't think I would change anything. I mean, the one mistake I think I made is time. It's time. I picked the money over the time, but also those were fears that I had of not providing what I needed to provide for my children. So that's the one mistake I would not work so much. Not work so much. Take the time to sit down and have fun with your kids, have a picnic. Not work so much, because when I say I work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, and I ain't even talking about Wiz Khalifa. I worked. So now your girl is working on her dream, working on her manifestation of her podcast, Kicking It with Keita. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all go ahead and scan them QR codes. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. And I'm with real quick, I'm gonna talk about overcoming some things, overcoming life struggles, trauma, life hurts, all those things. I'm gonna talk about how we have to really make it up in our mind, and not physically, we have to make it up in our mind to forgive people, forgive the family members. We have to make it up in our mind, not so much the heart, because it all starts in the mind. Respectfully, in Tequila's opinion, it all starts in your mind, because when you make it up in your mind to do something and you verbalize something to someone, that's it. We're done. It comes from the mind, it goes to the heart, and it goes to someone else's heart. So you have to make it up in your mind to forgive. You ain't gotta forget. You know, you take what you need and you leave the rest. You know, you ain't gotta forget, but you have to forgive in order to heal. Because it's all of us walking around, I'm including myself. You see, I said all of us, walking around with unresolved issues with family members and even children, unresolved issues, and you get around those family members or those children and it's awkwardness. It's hella awkwardness. Everybody looking at everybody else sideways, but we have to learn how to forgive. And you don't have to forget, you know, but just forgive. And overcoming those childhood traumatic events and mistakes and arguments. Let's let that go. How awesome is life for me right now? Life is awesome. I have a beautiful, beautiful home. I have a beautiful job. I am very healthy. I don't have no existing conditions. I have a good job. I have a nice car to drive. I'm not complaining about nothing. Life is good for me. And if I continue to work on and manifest the things that I want, I know it's going to happen. I'm just, again, waiting for that reality to catch up with me, because life is good for me. And I'm gonna let y'all go. But in closing, I want y'all to work on forgiving one another, forgiving family, forgiving children and grandchildren and grandparents and mothers and fathers. We have to work on forgiveness. That's why this is going to be a 5-part series, y'all. I'm going 5 parts in. I'm going 5 parts in, because this is a conversation that we have to have, and it's long overdue. Y'all just watch the episode. Y'all take what y'all need. If it don't apply, let it fly. Take what y'all need and leave the rest, because there's more to come. Your girl got more. Y'all go ahead and stay tuned. I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all go ahead. Go ahead on. Love you, mean it. Peace.